Welcome back, everybody. It's your boy Minato here, and we do have the information on, as Gresh stating right here, the upcoming Dokkanfest Super Vegeta Prime Battle Kid Gohan and a second form Cell unit. So yeah, I want to thank you to the boy Goresh for the translations here, and let's just hop into it. So STR, and another STR unit. Oh boy, but guess what? All these units are actually STR. They just love releasing us all these STR units all the time, but it is what it is. So firstly, we're going to be going over the Dokkanfest Vegeta. His attack stat's actually pretty solid, but his defense stat does kind of suffer from it as well. So this guy is going to be at, I believe, what, 17,700 attack. I'm not sure if that's the highest attack stat for TUR, but it's definitely one of the highest attack stats for TUR, that's for sure. Thing is that his defensive stat will definitely be like 9-10k range, like that. 100% will be under the 10k range, I believe. So like it's not gonna be necessarily that great, unfortunately. I personally prefer my TURs to have a defensive stat of at least 10 plus k minimum, but let's go ahead and see basically what his kit is. So this is Super Vegeta Tenacious Secret Plan. I kind of did see what he did before looking over this just to gather my thoughts on it. His leader skill, his Mastered Evolution or Pure Saiyans category Key 3, and HP plus 130% and attack and defense plus 170%. So, biggest thing here, finally a new Pure Saiyans category leader. I cannot tell you how long literally everyone has been asking for this guy. Like even if it's just not a Vegeta, just anyone to be a new Pure Saiyans category leader. On top of that, attack and defense plus 170%. This is just insane. Even without knowing what the hell this Mastered Evolution leader skill is gonna be, no one cares. It's gonna be a Pure Saiyans, baby. Like this alone is one of the best leader skills in the game, just outright, because it's Pure Saiyans. You know, I'm sure I don't have to explain it. It's Pure Saiyans, guys. What else am I supposed to say? Yeah, let's move on to his super attack effect. Final Flash. He causes immense damage and just, guaranteed crit for one turn. It's just, hey, I'm gonna crit you no matter what I do, and you're going to get fucked no matter what you are. So that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. So it is the Final Flash, of course. Right here, people were expecting the Final Flash to be an active skill. I'm glad it's not an active skill, because active skill super attacks recently, this has been kind of mid. Especially with how this Vegeta is designed, his active skill wouldn't hit as hard as like his attack stats would be. So I'm fine with how it is for it now. His passive skill, he gets attack and defense plus 150% at the starter turn. Very solid boost right here. He gets an additional attack and defense plus 50% when he's performing a super attack. And he gains another additional attack and defense plus 50% for the turn after receiving an attack. So this is kind of like I would say like in terms of like how the math actually works out, in a sense, or how much attack he's actually going to get. Obviously, I'm sure everyone knows at this point, gaining additional attack when performing a super attack or attack when receiving an attack. This 100%, I believe, is gonna be a greater boost. It's gonna be basically an on super attack boost. That's 100% on top of this 150%. So you're not gonna necessarily see his stats once he actually, at least his defensive stat, once he actually performs a super attack. But I'm considering, even though his defensive stat is definitely not the greatest thing ever, it's still probably gonna be pretty high after he super attacks, because he has that 150% start of turn. And the only thing is that, of course, to get this additional 50%, he does have to be in the first slot receiving an attack. But honestly, it's not the worst thing ever, I would say, because, this is still pretty solid at the very least. The only thing is that if you get caught with like a super attack in the first slot with him, that's going to suck. And secondly, this guy, another issue is that at the very least he has this. He kind of is going to be a floating unit on the Pure Saiyans category, his own team, because obviously there's just so many better options and things to run on the Pure Saiyans team. I feel like this guy is definitely going to work really well as a floater, especially concerning the last thing right here. Well, I don't know, because So the reason with this is he stuns the enemy hit by this character's super attack, which means that he has a guaranteed stun. So maybe he's more so of a second slot unit. You know, he could be a first slot unit as well. Like, the thing is that you want him to be a floating unit, but he kind of wants to be on rotation. It's weird, but I'm fine with how his design works. The guaranteed stun right here, this is only for 1 turn. Since it doesn't specify 2 turns, any stun and passive that's like, oh, just stun the enemy. This is a 1 turn stun, but it's still a guaranteed stun, and he just has a super attack, which is not going to be hard on him considering the links he has. If you get all of these together, he's going to be very, very extremely powerful. If you don't get this additional attack defense plus 50% when he's in the first slot, I feel like he'll look good, but you know, without like supports, he might not be looking like, oh my gosh, best TUR level, you know, like 16 bajillion attack and defense stats. He's a very like straightforward, simple unit is what I'll say overall. He has very nice utility though. Again, his actually attack stats, it's going to be higher than what you think it is because he performs a guaranteed crit and you guaranteed stun. So he has a lot of extra things to him. I definitely want to try and use them in game. Hopefully I get him. He's going to be incredible, 55% especially too. So his active skill condition, I am Super Vegeta. So the generic thumb pose, the good old Vegeta thumb pose. You could use this when his HP is 50% or above and 5 turns have passed from the start of battle, or if there's an enemy whose name includes Cell, Cell Jr. excluded, and this character has received 1 or more attacks. So the second part you're rarely going to see. Honestly, it's, if we're just considering this second part, it's a pretty mid restriction. You know, if he has to be facing a Cell, and then it's after receives 1 more attack. So it's kind of like emulating when Cell went over and like punched him in the face, I think is what had happened. Vegeta like let him get 1 free punch and it was like, okay, my turn, and he just beat the shit out of him. Is basically what happened. This 5 turns, I don't think 5 turns is as bad as people think, but you're definitely not going to really see that in Super Battle Road, which is the one thing I know a lot of people, including myself, honestly think Super Battle Road is the most difficult content in the game, especially with the new Extreme Super Battle Road stages. So this is not going to help you in like pure Saiyan's Extreme Super Battle Road, which is what this guy is really important and needed for as a new leader. But he does get a pretty substantial boost. Ki plus 5 and attack plus 50% for 1 turn. So on this active skill turn, he's going to be hitting like 6 million plus attack stats probably, as long as you got his full passive doing guaranteed crits. It's going to be pretty good, and he's going to basically auto super because he gets 5 Ki as well. So on this active skill turn here, also auto super. This is going to be like a really good, like, obviously legendary Goku event. This is something that you save for the last turn or something like that, like against the last phase. His links: Super Saiyan, Saiyan Lineage, Prodigies, Saiyan Pride, Golden Warrior, Prepared for Battle, Fierce Battle. Amazing link set. The only one that I kind of was like about was Golden Warrior, because Golden Warrior is not really that great of a link, but it's not the worst thing ever. A lot of Super Saiyan units do have Golden Warrior at the very least, you know, gives 1 Ki. It's definitely not, you know, like, oh my god, it's so bad. He's on a lot of categories: Master Evolution, Pure Saiyans, Full Power, Vegeta's Family, Super Saiyans, Worthy Rivals, Android Cell Saga, Rapid Growth, Gifted Warriors, and Heavenly Events. That is a lot to say, dude. But yeah, I mean, overall this guy is really good. Like really, really, really good. If you take advantage of like the Pure Saiyans, the guaranteed crits, he's going to be doing like 4 or 5 mil attack stats, maybe even without support, the guaranteed stun, his great link set, all the category teams is on. I could easily see this guy, you know, people calling him best TUR. I could see him being the best TUR. I don't know for sure. The thing is that I want to see how he performs if he's not getting this right here specifically, the additional attack and defense plus 50% after receiving an attack. It's going to be like a Beerus effect, so if you really think about it, he'll be more or less fine in this first slot, kind of, especially since he will have at least the guaranteed stun, and then after he attacks, he'll get this amount. So I guess we just have to wait and see. It's because we can't necessarily see, like, you know, it's not straightforward like, oh, this character has like 16, like 200% attacking defense at the start of turn, you know, 250% attacking defense at the start of turn. He's not like, oh, he rainbow orb chains and he gets more attack when he rainbow orb chains. It's kind of, I don't know. He's really, really good though. Like, I can't wait to use him. I could definitely see the argument for him being best TUR easily. Perfect Cell. Okay, see, I'm dumb. maybe it's best tier and I'm just stupid, but yeah. Second form Cell, he's also STR, obviously, again, they're all STR. Android Cell Saga category, key 3, HP attack and defense plus 130%. That's okay, I guess. You know, greatly raises attack for 1 turn, causes supreme damage. He should have, I feel like he could have also greatly raised defense, maybe. That would have been okay, since, again, he's just a banner unit. His defense stat is going to be like 8k. You know, it'd be nice if he raised that defense, because if you look here, spoiler alert, he is an extreme class Android Cell Saga support type. So he was probably going to be a floating most of the time. So it would be nice to have that greatly raised defense as well. He gets defense plus 80% at the start of turn, and he gets an additional attack and defense plus 80% when he's launching a super attack, which is again multiplicative. So his defense actually will be still pretty solid considering, you know, his support as well. So it's like 120%. And then he also has a chance to perform a critical hit and reduces damage received by 18% as long as there's an Android Cell Saga category enemy. You're not going to see this too often, I feel like, Android Cell Saga category enemy. But at the very least, if he does have it off, he'll have the additional damage reduction 18%, which is pretty solid considering he's going to have pretty nice defense. I definitely see like over 200k defense once he super attacks. People are going to be deceived by his defensive stat because he's just going to have 120% at the start of turn. But you have to realize that his defense basically more than doubles after he super attacks. It's going to be kind of like the Goten and Trunks type of view or feeling on it, where they're like, oh, he's only like 80k defense start of turn, but then in reality they have like 200k defense, you know, after they super attack. So yeah, I mean, this is going to be interesting. This is what I really need to see and use in practice for him to be really good. He has a high chance to stun all enemies if there's an enemy whose name includes Android. So like Android 17, Android 18, 16. Unfortunately, it doesn't work against cells. I don't know if I really like it too much, to be honest, just looking at it face value, because if you're thinking of like Android category Extreme Super Battle Road, for instance, which this guy, you know, could have been a very nice buff for, it's unfortunate because there's like no characters, I believe, on the opposite team that includes Android. It's like all GT villains basically, you know, Meta Roto, you know, actually Super 17 is on there, and Super 17's name doesn't actually, no, actually I think it is Super Android 17 technically, but I don't believe Super Android 17 is actually in that Extreme Super Battle Road stage either. So it's like, I'm not sure where this is really going to get a use, to be completely honest, because if you even think of like the Transformation Boost doesn't have any Androids enemies in there, and that's basically a Transformation Boost in Androids, and none of them have Androids enemies in there. You know, he's Extreme SGR, so you're not going to be facing an Android and, you know, like for example the Type Super Battle Road stages. In, you know, the Extreme Class Extreme Super Battle Road stage, there's also no Android, I believe. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. You're not really going to see this too often, unfortunately, if you really think about it. I also don't like that he's restricted to Extreme Class. I kind of get it, but I don't like it. I feel like Android Cell Saga is such a small, old category that it doesn't need to have this Extreme Class restriction. His link set is pretty solid. He does have Big Bad Boss at the very least, which is very nice for him to have. Nightmare, Brutal Beatdown, First Battle is good. Wall Standing Tall, Attacking the Clones, and Messenger for the features. I mean, with the Int LRSL, I guess it'd be very nice for him to have those links. He's on Android Cell Saga, Android's Transformation Boost, Artificial Life Forms, Target Goku, and Transfer Power Absorption. I feel like just if you say he's good or bad, he's good. He's definitely very runnable. It just, I don't like the special things he does. Like this against if there's an Android Cell Saga category enemy, you're not gonna really see it too often. This, you're like never gonna see the high chance to stun. And then Extreme Class, I don't know why they restricted it to Extreme Class. It's just weird. He could have been better, I would say that for sure. I don't think he's like better than like, he's definitely not better than the Goten and Trunks, not better than Garlic Jr., not better than even probably, I don't even know if he's gonna be better than like the Tech Goten. Definitely not better than Gohan and Goten. I don't know, I feel like he has very restrictive. He wants to be very situational, and unfortunately it's a little too situational for my taste. I understand being being set to want to do a specific thing or be on a specific team, but I kind of draw the line when it's like specific team, specific category, specific name of the enemy. I think he's good though overall. Again, I have to see him in the game before I really decide anything, but yeah, that's what I think. We're getting a new Prime Battle LR Kid Gohan here. Exploding Rage category key 4, HP attack and defense plus 130%. I think that's fine actually. Exploding Rage, again, new Super Battle Road stage, Extreme Super Battle Road stage. If you don't have Beerus, you could always definitely run this guy. A new free option would be nice for the team, since I believe Beerus is the only leader for that team as well on the top of my head. His 12 key causes colossal damage and lowers attack, which is nice, definitely nice. His 18 key causes mega colossal damage and massively lowers defense mid. Again, lowering defense doesn't really do too much unless there's a unit who wants defense to be lowered on the enemy, like Goku and Frieza, but you're not going to be using this guy with like Goku and Frieza, obviously. His passive skill, he gets key 2 and attacking defense plus 59,000 when there's a character whose name includes Goku, obviously Youth Ginyu Jr. excluded, on the team. He gains an additional key 3 and attacking defense plus 59,000 again if there's a character whose name includes Goku attacking in the same turn. So in total, he's going to get 5 key, and then that's what's 118,000 attack and defense. That's a lot of defense, mostly 118% defense, dude. 118k defense just slapped on top of that is pretty good. And his attack is not going to be bad either, especially, you know, that's 118 attack is definitely not a bad addition to have. And even more so, he gains an additional attack defense plus 58,000 when launching a super attack. So in total, he gets what? That's like 168 or something. Like 100. I can't even think. 166, 176,000 defense after he super attacks. Additional on top of that. Pretty good numbers. Pretty nice big numbers, honestly. And then he also gains key 12 and reduces damage received by 58% and performs a critical hit when launching a super attack, ultra super attack, if HP is 58% or below once only. So this is actually a pretty good super battle road effect because, again, it's under HP, no turn restriction. It is once only, of course, so you know you can't really do too much of it, but that damage reduction 58% is going to be huge. He's basically going to auto 18 key super. And again, but like guaranteed crit is going to be pretty nice. His link skills are Innocence, All in the Family, Saiyan Warrior Race, Saiyan Lineage, Infighter, Shiner the Limit, and Legendary Power. His categories are Hybrid Saiyans, Goku's Family, Youth, Exploding Rage. I think he's fine. I think he's pretty good, honestly. You kind of like know what I love about units like this is like, you know, okay, I want to run them in a specific situation, and when I get them in that one particular situation, they're really good. But it's not like too restrictive like this Cell is, I feel like. And you know, that damage reduction is going to be nice. Lowering attack is great for Super Battle Road. I feel like, honestly, this guy could be a really good help for... Well, I was going to say Exploding Rage, but actually Exploding Rage doesn't have any Gokus on it. Or any, like, just adult Gokus, I believe, except for Namagoku. Maybe we can get a new Namagoku soon, who knows? Like, for Worldwide Celebration. But, like, if we're talking about, like, the Exploding Rage category stage, honestly, if you think about it, that's not really going to be too great. But, you know, if you're trying to just beat the stage, you still could use the S tier and Namagoku and he'll work fine. And, you know, next with this Gohan, I believe they'll have, like, Saiyan Lineage. They'll have All in the Family. I think those might be the only 2 links they share. But I believe it might be these 3 right here, which honestly is not the worst thing ever. Only on 4 category teams, which sucks. But again, what could you do in the end? I would definitely, like, nowadays prefer units to have like at least like 6-7 category teams. But at the end of the day, he is a Prime Battle free unit, so I guess it can't be too harsh on him. I feel like overall very nice free to play unit, I would say. That's all there is, I believe, right here. Actually, there's one tree right here. So actually, Saiyan Lineage should be Royal Lineage. Okay. It's actually a pretty big thing because Saiyan Lineage is a really good link, and that's honestly a downgrade. Unfortunately, I actually did not see this. This was an accident. Okay, that's fine. We got some news, so thank you so much for Carrie for posting these as well. But essentially, we're getting easy A's and Extreme Z area for this Super Saiyan Goku, which actually he counters, so it's going to be interesting to see what he does. And this Android 18. She's actually a Android Saga support, an Android support unit, so that's nice. We're getting a new support memory for Vegeta right here. I believe it's being added to one of the existing Cell Saga story events. And then, of course, the legendary Vegeta event. It says right here specifically, as Goresh confirms, that the legendary Vegeta event is stated to be equal in difficulty to the GT legendary Goku events. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, there's not much else to cover here. We're going to see all this stuff in a data download tomorrow. Let me know what you guys think of this new Super Vegeta, and you know, how excited you are. What do you think of the Gohan? What do you think of the actual Cell himself, which I'm disappointed in. He's kind of meh, honestly. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you all for watching till the end. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.